All right. Well, welcome. Thank you for being here. I just wanted to hopefully share this video on Facebook Live. And I hope if anyone out there in the Facebook meta world is watching this quick interview with myself, Tracey Hayes, with the Greater Cincinnati Microenterprise Initiative. And if you don't know already what GCMI does or who we are, the Greater Cincinnati Microenterprise Initiative, GCMI, we are an entrepreneurship training program. Our mission is to promote individual self-sufficiency and community economic development. We want to stimulate entrepreneurship amongst low to moderate income people. GCMI provides entrepreneurship education services. We provide business development services. We help businesses and individuals with classes and seminars, business coaching, consulting, technical assistance, idea and development planning, and most importantly, access to capital. That can come in the form of a loan up to 150,000 even, or as low as 500. We have some grants perhaps come available every now and so often. And there may be one coming very soon. So if you are a small business owner or you are an individual, you are looking for business assistance, business support, GCMI can probably be the first place you want to start, just because we offer, so many services to help small businesses either emerge or evolve and get off the ground running. My name is Tracey Hayes, and I am the program coordinator at GCMI. So primarily, I am the face, the first person you might see or talk to when you engage with GCMI, and I am the person that can help you get established with our entrepreneurship programs. And so I'm sort of like your entrepreneurial cheerleader, if you would, to make sure that you are getting you're getting what you pay for when you come to GCMI, and it's access to our coaches, access to our facilitators, access to our network, and most importantly, just being in an environment where you are around other entrepreneurs who want to study entrepreneurship and who want to grow and evolve and start their small businesses. So if you have access to the internet, please check us out online. You can visit us at www.gcmi.org. And you can also connect with me right through the website, either by email or phone. So thank you so much for being here with us. I have Miss Jessica Sheely. She is the founder and CEO of GPD Creative Agency, and also Victor Green, who is the vice president of GPD Creative Agency. And together, they have a powerful team. And I want you all to learn about their journey of becoming entrepreneurs. I want you to understand that it's not always going to be easy, and you're not always going to have the answers. There are going to be challenges. The road to entrepreneurship is going to be windy. There may be detours. There may be roadblocks and closures, but you have to find a way. If that's your dream and if that's your passion, you have to believe in yourself first. And then those other things will come into play, because when you start doing the right things, then the right things start happening in your life, I believe. And so I want to just interview these two special people, because I thought, what deserving business and Small Business Week can we interview? GPD Creative Agency. Yes. So Ms. Jessica, Victor, thank you so much for sharing your time with me today.
Thank you.
I want to know about GPD Creative Agency. Please introduce GPD Creative Agency to me and our Facebook audience.
Yes, well, thank you so much, Ms. Tracey, for having us. It's a delight to be here with you today, especially during Small Business Week. This is wonderful. GPD Creative Agency, we are a full service Black and woman-owned agency. We assist small businesses and nonprofit organizations to create meaningful and memorable digital spaces And we primarily do that through brand strategy and user experience. So what user experience is learning your consumers and how they engage with your digital presence, whether that be your website, your social media, and then using those analytics to drive how you design your digital space. So we've been in business for 7 years. And like I said, it's such a delight. We get to meet so many different entrepreneurs, and it's lovely to be able to use your passion to be able to assist others along their entrepreneurial journey.
Wonderful. So I just want to ask, like, how did you and Victor come across this business? Did you have like any past experience in marketing or digital marketing, or, you know, whether it's, you know, working for a business or maybe, you know, marketing yourselves, even when you are, if you're just an employee and you're applying for a job, you're marketing yourselves, right? So where did that itch for marketing and creative design come from?
Yeah, so that's a great question. My background has been in communications and design. I actually went to school, undergraduate and graduate school, for exactly what I'm doing today. And, you know, when you are, you know, going through life, there's a certain track that most people think of. You know, you graduate from high school, then you go to college, then you're supposed to find a job in your chosen career field. And oftentimes it does not work out that way. And at least for me, that was not my story. But I did spend some time working in the corporate realm before I decided to take the leap into entrepreneurship. And I have to say, it's the best decision that I've made. And I actually was introduced, Victor and I met each other at GCMI. So it was the start of my entrepreneur journey. And I know he's been an entrepreneur for longer than we started in our class, but it's great to meet with like-minded people who understand the world of entrepreneurship, because it is many faceted. It has a lot of different components to it, and you never stop learning.
Right.
So
Well, let's
in
talk
2014,
I was going to ask you, let's get right into
yes.
it. So like, what sparked that passion to you wanting to start this business? Like, give us kind of like at that moment when you decided to start the business, like what was going through your mind, and, you know, what sparked that kind of like that action to say, this is something I want to do, and I know this is something I want to do. Like, how did that start?
Yeah, so I was actually in the bushes of Africa, believe it or not, when it hit me that this is something that I really want to do. So in 2014, I took a leap, my first leap before the entrepreneurship leap, and I quit my full-time job that I was working at the time to travel the world. So I traveled to 11 countries in 11 months. And it was during that 11th month that I said, I don't want to go back to the life I was living prior to this amazing experience. It was just a life that was unfulfilled. You know, as I mentioned, there are these tracks that are designed that you're supposed to take, and it wasn't fulfilling for me. So in that last month, as I was preparing to return to my 11th country, back to the United States, is when it was impressed upon me to create this business so that I could use my gifts and the talents that I have been using to serve other corporations to now start my own business and use these talents to be able to serve other small business owners. So it's been great. You know, as you mentioned when we first started, that there are a lot of winding roads and pivots that you have to take. One being, I even went back to work for a short period of time. But as of 2020, we've been running this business full time, and it's been great.
Wonderful. Victor, I want to know, when did that entrepreneurial bug bite you? Where did that itch come from? And what creative experience are you bringing to GPD Creative Agency?
Well, it's funny you say that. You know, with Miss Jessica and all her serious accolades, she's a beautiful person to work with. Um, um, what sparked me is I had an itch. I started working a telemarketing job. I had got a great telemarketing job through the Urban League of Cincinnati. And I started working there, and I started to realize I had a little telemarketing skills, and I could sell stuff. So that kind of sparked that. I often thought about growing up. When I was growing up, I always wanted to own my own business. I always wanted to have my own resource of money. So I've always been taught that if they can feed you, then they can control you. So I didn't want to have that type of mentality of working for people. But when I went through the telemarketing job, that really got me going. And then ran into Miss Jessica at the GCMI thing, and that was an experience. That course really let me know that I can do it. It helped me structure a lot of things that I was, that question about. So that course helped me a lot. So yeah.
And I know that Jessica just has so many experiences, and she comes from corporate, and she's got this kind of just aura about her, like you just are almost magnetized by her. But Jessica, tell me, like, how did that connection with you and Victor, what did you see in Victor that was like, that's somebody I want to connect with, because he has what is the it for Victor that kind of helped you guys come together?
Yes. Well, Victor is an amazing person. He is super duper talented. Like, I don't think a lot of people realize how talented he really is. And the it factor for me was hearing him speak, how well-spoken he is. And he would drop a lot of jewels in our class, helping other class members along with myself just to be more conscious about the words that we use when we're speaking about our business, because words definitely matter. And so just a lot of wisdom that he was sharing in class. But then also, like, one of the activities that we had to do in our business one class was get together with a small group and create a business idea. So it's not our business, but just a whole new idea. And during our group session, Victor came up with an idea to create a vegan sports bar. And I'm like, where did he excuse me, where did he even get this idea from? It was just on the fly. So he's a super creative and talented person. Of course, he has a wide background when it comes to music and the things that he does with his music career. So we've also been able to implement that as a differentiator at GPD, because folks are looking for custom sounds. They're looking for music to help sell their product or service. And so he's really an integral part of what we do in our business.
Oh, nice. Awesome. And that is what, I wanted to, to really kind of hone in on, what really makes you guys special, and like what that creative or that competitive advantage is compared to other agencies or businesses who might do something similar. But you guys have kind of a special secret sauce that no one else has. And it just might be kind of like the combo package with you and Victor both. So
Yes.
now I want to understand, like, what was the biggest struggle you were dealing with when you decided to go into business? Like, I know it wasn't GPD creative agency when you first started out. Like, it had to evolve and get to that point it is today. So where did you start? Like, what was the business at first? And then, like, what were your challenges? And then how did you get to where you are today?
Yes. So I think this is a really great question. So a GPD actually stands for Green Pasture Designs. However, we operate under GPD Creative Agency, and that was intentional. We went through our rebrand in 2020, and being the branding house that we are, we had to take that knowledge and then reapply it to ourselves. And so what we found is that, the consumers, they may get the name wrong, it may be a little bit much. So we wanted to shorten that from a brand perspective. So that's one example, but I think another example, to answer your question, is just the fear of the unknown. So you don't know what you don't know. And in entrepreneurship, there's so much to learn and discover. So I think having that open mindset to, and a love of learning, to always be open to learning new things, exploring new options, and to really think outside of the box when it comes to your business. Because there are always going to be struggles and things that you have to overcome, until you can really get to the place where your business is sustaining your lifestyle.
Yeah. So did you ever feel that fear or that self-doubt, or, kind of like that I'm not good enough, maybe this is not the best thing to do? I know that those probably were thoughts that you both had that maybe crept in a time or two.
I've
How did
never,
you get over that?
never thought that. I've always, no, I'm joking. You have those, you're gonna have those thoughts of doubt, but I think ambition takes over at some point. It's like you said, it's the belief in yourself. It's the believing in what you have to offer to everyone else, and knowing that if you were to access what, if you were to get into, if you were to open this GPD book, you're gonna be captivated. You're gonna be, it's a contagious thing. You know what I mean? So
Do you have to have ambition already, or can you build ambition?
you definitely have to have some sort of ambition starting off with. I mean, you're gonna have competition. So in order to get past the first doubt and seeing somebody else, you're gonna have to, have some sort of belief in yourself and ambition, to keep it going. Even after you've seen other people take your idea and try to do it differently. You know what I mean? What's your ambition? What you have to be self-motivated and ambitious to keep going, and innovative. That's where I think we have a different edge. We are always looking towards the future, at least 5 or 10 years ahead. So
Nice. So it sounds like it starts with, having that mindset that you are worth it, having that ambition, that internal burning passion, that this is something that you have the ambition to do. And then, it's that then turns into action, doing something about it and going after
because
it.
a lot of doors will get slammed in your face. It's all about, she was speaking about my music. I've been turned down a lot with my music. I've been turned, and it's not really about how good you are. It's a lot of other factors that play a part in that. So you have to, first time somebody told me no, if I would have quit, I wouldn't be talking to you right now. So you got to have something to push you past that fear,
And
fear.
you wouldn't have a music video that dropped on YouTube. What was that? That wasn't that long ago when you dropped the video.
Last year, and I'm talking about this beautiful lady that you have on the other end. She's a motivation. She's my motivation. you know.
All right, that's beautiful. You guys feed off of each other. And I love that. So you talked about you both met at GCMI. So it's like, well, how did you find out about GCMI, Sheila, and then Miss Sheila, and then how did you, Sheila, and then how did you, Victor, find out about GCMI? So tell me, how did you guys find out about GCMI, and explain how you chose GCMI for your entrepreneurship training?
Ladies first.
Okay. Well, thank you. I found out about GCMI. I actually had been shopping around for programs like GCMI not too long after I started the business in 2015. I started this business. I had a lot of passion, but you also have to have knowledge to go along with that passion. And so as I was looking around for, educational programs to assist me in my journey, I was invited to attend a networking event where I was able to learn more about GCMI and its programming. I met Mr. Willie Hill. And then I was able to, come to the office. This was, of course, pre-COVID, came to the office and met with Miss Tracey. And everybody is just so warm, and you can genuinely feel the passion that the team at GCMI has for seeing entrepreneurs win. And so that is what solidified my decision that this was the place for me. And then it was then confirmed because I met Victor. I met a lot of great other folks in our class that are still doing wonderful things with their businesses. And so, with that, it just confirmed for me that I had made the right decision.
Sure. Victor, how did you find GCMI?
How did I find GCMI? Well, I had a little time finding you guys. And my uncle, Mr. Charles Kelly, had advised me to come over to GCMI because of, I can't remember exactly what he told me, but he said that he thought that would be good for me. I would go over and share some of my ideas with him. And he said, he just thought it would be a good idea. I think he knew a few people over there and at the Community Action Agency. And he heard a lot about the GCMI program, and he kind of geared me in that direction. And then, I'm a vibe person. I met you, Miss Tracey, and you kind of made me feel comfortable. You know what I mean? You go to a lot of different organizations, and to me, it's the reception. The lady at the door, at the front desk, if she, I'm off. I don't. I have to. She got to be. Got to make me feel like I'm not stupid. So you kind of helped me out because I was all over the place when I first came in there. So I appreciate it.
Thank you both so much. So I want to help those entrepreneurs who might be listening. And if you could give them any advice, any inspiring entrepreneur who might be hearing our voice or who may be watching us on Facebook, and they wanted to start a business now. And I know it's crazy, like we just got through the pandemic, but what would you say to them or convince them to stay grounded, stay focused, be humble, and persist in getting their business off the ground? So what advice would you give those entrepreneurs? Whoever wants to go first.
Ladies.
We're just gonna make sure I have my answers ready to go. No, I'm just joking. But my advice would be, I have a lot of advice that I love because I'm so passionate about this area. But I would first say to not give up. Like, I don't want to sound cliche, but if your business idea is something that you are really passionate about, then that passion is sometimes all you will have to lean back on when things don't go as you would like for them to go. Victor mentioned about a lot of doors being slammed in his face in his music career. I have encountered many no's. And for me, it's about the relentless pursuit that I have to accomplish what I know is coming in my life. So I am relentless when it comes to the things that I want. Right now, I'm not feeling the best. I'm under the weather, but that's not going to stop me from, sharing more about my business and continuing to grow this business. So I would say, don't give up. And, a lot of folks say that it takes about 10 years to become an overnight success. So in the world that we are in today, it's a lot of like popcorn, microwave type of feel when it comes to becoming an entrepreneur and growing a business. But I'm going to share the real. It does not happen overnight. It's something that you have to plow at on a day in and day basis. And so again, just don't give up. You may have to take some detours, expect the unexpected. But again, if you are secure about your why and why you started your business and the goals that you seek to accomplish, those will be the things that will sustain you in the long run.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And you must have been talking to Willie, because you said know your why. And he always says that. So Victor, what would you say to an entrepreneur? Because you've been dabbling in entrepreneurship for a very long time. So what if they're interested in music and they want to create their own brand? Like, what would you say to convince them to continue in their passion?
Well, I'll just use a quote that Will Smith, and I know that everybody on Will Smith, but he's ingenious in a lot of ways. He said, "Success lies on the other side of your fears." So my thing is, be like Jessica said, be relentless, be fearless, be ambitious, be motivated, and get educated about what it is that you want to get into. The wise man always wins. The more you know about whatever you want to get into, the better off you'll be. If you can become a guru or professor about your business, then hey, that should be your motivation. All the education that you've acquired, all the trials and tribulations that you'll go through, that should be your motivation. So I would say, like Jessica said, never give up, never. And definitely find your source of power that you drive or pick that up from. Whatever that could be, religion, whatever that is, find it and, let that help motivate you in your journey. That's about all I can.
Thank you, Vic. Well, I hear you. It's never give up.
You need to
learning.
Yes.
Yep.
Tap in.
And don't be afraid.
Yes. Motivated.
All right. Thank you. So,
and Miss Tracey, if I could just add one more.
Yeah.
And Victor talking helped me bring it back to my remembrance. I think for me personally, things really started taking off when I started plugging into or finding my network of people that I could trust, who were trustworthy and who were more knowledgeable than I. That's when you really grow. You have to surround yourself with people who won't let you give up, who can point you in the direction that you want to go. So your network is definitely a huge component to growing your business and just staying the course. Entrepreneurship can be a very lonely field. It can be oftentimes be siloed. And so it's important to connect with like-minded individuals and have that community to give you, that gumption to keep going.
Wonderful.
I wanted to
Thank
add
you for that. That's perfect. And that was an excellent segue to my next question, because you talked about surrounding yourself with your network. And a lot of times that becomes your success network. So explain to me how GCMI's team and instructors and staff, you talked a little bit around it before, but how did we help you get empowered in your business? Maybe reflect on you getting, finding out about the Resiliency grant, and maybe, how was GCMI effective in helping you facilitate that?
Yes. So one thing that's really huge for me, and again, it speaks to the character of the GCMI team, is don't just talk me, show me with your actions that you are serious about my growth and development as an entrepreneur. And the team at GCMI has done that and continues to do that for GPD Creative Agency. We've been very fortunate to have been Resiliency grant recipients, not once, but twice. And that is huge. That is huge, especially for, a Black business, where oftentimes Black business owners can't get access to capital and those other resources that are so needed when you're trying to grow your business. To have that support, not in just words, but in actions and deeds, for me, that's everything. So, anytime that the team at GCMI needs me, whatever that is, to come in and speak or whatever that looks like, I'm more than happy to do that, because they have shown me that they are invested in my growth and in our growth as entrepreneurs in our business. So thank you.
You're welcome. Well,
thank you.
Well, Victor, help me understand, and maybe Jessica, you can chime in, but how else could GCMI be of support to small businesses like yourself?
You're on mute. Unmute.
My bad. I can tell you what happened one time, and it was a big surprise to me. Me and Jessica had just started our magazine, Hood Talk magazine, and we were fortunate enough to have a booth at the Black Family Reunion. And we actually got some support from one of our instructors.
Mm-hmm.
That actually came by and offered words of advice and a few jokes here and there, and of encouragement. And it was a I didn't expect it. It was just something that I think they hold in high regard, and here in Cincinnati, that's it's almost unheard of. But through the program, we've seen a lot of different things that just doesn't happen in other programs. And like Jessica said, we're really appreciative and of what you guys have done for our company, and we're excited to see what's happening new and ready to embark on these new endeavors.
Okay, thinking about what small business owners might need, how could we continue to support those small businesses? Because we like to give back to our business owners who come through our program, and we like to support them. And any businesses who support other small, especially focusing on Black and Brown businesses, GCMI will stand behind them as well. And you don't have to be a part of GCMI. So if there are any businesses out there, other programs or other organizations that support minority, women, Black and Brown businesses, please make sure to partner with GCMI on those efforts, because we want to make sure that we're touching our audience, because over 80% of businesses that come to GCMI are usually Black and Brown women. And then we have a lot of families sometimes husband and wives, brother and sister, who come to our program. So we want to continue to support small businesses, by doing what we do. But if you could maybe come up with or think about, you don't have to do it right now, but if you think there might be some additional support we could offer, or, could there be an event that we could sponsor, or maybe we can host, because, you guys are the creative people. Please let GCMI know.
Yeah, that will be, and I'm glad you offered that, because that is definitely a possibility. We can make that happen. We can definitely make that happen. But
we would love to talk to you more about it. So I know that's another conversation, but we would love to talk to you about it. So now, given that, what would be 2 to 3 professional goals that you guys want to make happen this year or next year?
I'd like to speak on that one first.
Okay, go ahead.
we are going to reach the $1 million mark within the next year or so. So service and just being able to help out our community, because that's where it starts. You guys have set a good tone. You helping out the community, and we're gonna push that through. We're gonna do the same, and hopefully we can make it worldwide. So we're looking for $1 million mark. We're looking for that $1 million mark within the next 2 years.
Beautiful, wonderful. All right, you want to add to that, Ms. Sheila? Or?
Yes, I do. I am so excited. We began working on an initiative in August of 2021 that is really intended and designed to propel the Black-owned business ecosystem in Greater Cincinnati. The data shows that about 30% of Black businesses closed due to the pandemic, which translates to about 300 businesses closing, Black businesses closing in our region. That's a lot. That's a lot. In addition to
how many families are affected,
yes,
because that could have been the bread and butter and the children, and
yes. And in addition to that, the research shows that one of the top 3 reasons that these businesses have closed is the inability to digitize their products and services for consumers to find their businesses online. As we know, when the pandemic happened and we were all quarantined, if your business did not have a digital presence, it did not exist. And so this initiative that we are working on through the support of collaborative partners, hopefully GCMI being one of those collaborative partners, would really come in as a solution to assist businesses to get online. And we're going to do that through education, through digital transformation, and through digital automation, because there's money to be made online. And we want to assist these business owners to have a presence online on the web, so that they can generate more leads, and then hopefully convert those leads, those people who are raising their hands, convert them into buyers so that they can grow their revenue for their business. Hopefully they can add jobs if that's something that they seek to do in their business. But the power of the web has been underestimated, and also has been inaccessible to some degree for those business owners. So we are really excited about this initiative and how it's going to serve our community in the Cincinnati region. So more to come on that.
I'm so happy that you laid that out for us so eloquently as you did. So if you are a small business owner, or you are an individual that has an idea, maybe that idea has already moved to a product or a service, but you are not online, you don't have a web presence, or you need some branding assistance or that content support, I have it right here for you. GPD Creative Agency just laid it out on the line for you. So
Yes.
please, please, please look them up, connect with them on Facebook, check them out online. All you really have to do is just type in GPD Creative Agency in your browser. Boom, it pops up. So please go out, check them out, support them, call them. If you need assistance, they know what it feels like to be a small business. So they're wanting to make sure that you put the pieces of your business puzzle together. So last question, and I didn't want to take up too much time. So if you could refer someone to GCMI, what would you tell them?
Go talk to me.
Go ahead.
I would tell them, go talk to Miss Tracey, and she's gonna help you get through all of this. She's gonna help you. I don't know if Mr. Green's still there. He's a good guy. Mr. Willie Hill, most definitely, he's gonna help you through. And yeah, definitely make sure you make acquaintance with all those people. Definitely.
Thank you.
Yes. And if I could just add on to that, I would say, the team, like we've been saying, the team at GCMI is wonderful. However, it is on you as the entrepreneur to come in with the right mindset to do the work. So, you have to be coming to class, you have to be, present, you have to be in the right mind space. Because if your mindset is off, then everything else is going to be off. So, and GCMI is providing all of the resources, the expertise through their faculty and their instructors, but it is on you as an entrepreneur to come in with the right mindset that you're going to win. And so if you have that mindset, then you will be successful.
Thank you so much. So I just want to thank you both, Ms. Jessica, Mr. Victor. Thank you so much for sharing your gems and dropping those business nuggets today with me and with our Facebook audience. And, we'll hopefully have a chance. I think I shared it in our group, or I will share it in our GCMI Stronger Together Facebook group page. I'll make sure to share this video there. But please, if you're out there, share this video with your friends and with your business network, you guys, because these two are very busy. And so I am so happy that they were able to share some time with me to tell their story and give you guys some inspiration and motivation to get started. So thank you so much, GPD Creative Agency. I appreciate the both of you.
Thank you.
So if there's any questions or comments, Facebook group, please comment below and I'll make sure to reach out to you. And if you want to connect with the GPD Creative Agency, they are on Facebook. So make sure you follow and like their page. And like I said, be sure to connect with us online through our website, www.gcmi.org. And for that, we're going to sign off. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you for having us, Ms. Tracy.
Thank you, Ms. Tracy.
Welcome.